Come. We've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well?
I've just remembered. There was another matter we were to attend to hereabouts. Was there not?
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
To enjoy life where and when I can. This is where I bring my life.
Another day, another
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Shall we visit the manor, as the maid bid? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
would that all my days were so.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Oh, you came, sir. I must confess, I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. It is my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana, would you paint my mother a criminal? Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offence.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid. Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
Sir Ludolph's lust knows no bounds. This time he's set his sights on the Watchhead's missus. Still, however pressed, no man is like to hand her his own wife, eh? The Watchhead refused, and rightly so. But his lordship doesn't take no for an answer. He employed his usual method, which is to say, he dispatched the Watchhead on a mission to slay a Dullahan. Poor old Gregor departed last night. I'm sorry to say it, but he shan't be returning alive. That's the sort of man that noble is, you see. Naught noble about him, if you ask me. That tyrannical Sir Ludolph thinks he can do whatever he likes. And, well, mayhap he's right. He had the Watchhead himself sent off to fell a Dullahan.
Still looking? Well, you'll know her at a glance.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so...
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Apologies, Master. My mind was 1,000 leagues away.
Nothing but trouble looking here.
Hoi, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
Over here, if you please.
I'm in no hurry to leave. I walk home.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the...
Still looking? Well, you'll know her at...
This ladder can take us to new heights.
We ought to put it to good use.
Wouldn't say no to a bit of excitement.
Smart enough for a moment there. Back! It's been a hard day. Oh, someone talked about this.
Twas in the slums that I witnessed you...
Still looking?
Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery. And a flower from Melve seems just the thing. And she was born there, you see. No doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old home by her bedside.
All is ready, young master. You need only finish your preparations for the journey.
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be really dangerous. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all the monsters away.
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. I'd hoped to pack an antidote for the young master, but the shops had none to spare. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsiness besides. Might there not be a curative that accounts for both?
Quite the predicament.
It seems Master Sebastian is lacking a few supplies. Shall we gather what springs to mind?
But of course, Arisen. You may depend upon me.
Never mind what they say. I'll hold my head high.
At last, a chance to use this.
from and listen to racket. I walk hunting when I know how to scale.
I hear the safest way to get to Melve is to...
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. 'Tis not only poison the plant.
Well then, I ought to be off, I suppose. I must confess, I feel rather uneasy. This is my first time leaving the city. I only hope I've not forgotten anything of import. You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
Take care, young master.
Come back safe!
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward, so pray do come visit us again.
Oh, someone talk about this.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm in picking a few.
I can't take it anymore.
A good sleep will ensure we are...
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then.
A new day, a new perspective. We must rest, though the sun is still up.
Tell me I haven't got any leaves.
I don't take half as many lights as my Got to press on.
What a waste. Stand strong!
I wonder how Master Sebastian and Miss Daphne fare of late. Shall we pay them a visit? Leave this to me, Master. I'll bring you straight to the one you seek.
The guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
my mind sharp.
There's scarce any coin to show for it.
We're ready to give blessed be well met, sis. Quite the predicament.
You'll never reach our destination if you continue in that direction, Master. I wonder how Master Sebastian and Miss Daphne fare of late. Shall we pay...
Home at last!
Welcome home, young master.
Thank you, Diana. I am glad to be back. 'Twas a hard journey, but I found what I sought. A blue Sunbright, the sigil of our house. I only hope Mother will be pleased.
A blue Sunbright. I thought they were make-believe.
Oh no, they're quite real. Rather rare, though, and particularly to Melv. I'm surprised you've heard of them, to be frank.
Really? Well, there's a picture of one stuck to the inner cover of a book that was donated to the Gracious Hand. I asked Sir Kendrick about it.
A picture, you say? How very odd.
I believe Miss Daphne is describing a bookplate. The book in question will have been a donation from this very house. Indeed, the mistress has been very generous in her support of the Gracious Hand over the years.
For true? Oh, I must tell her thank you.
I think I could arrange that. I'm certain my mistress would be delighted.
Yes. Well, as for me, I'm just pleased to be home safe and sound.
All this racket. What's going on? Good gracious, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, you must be the lady who's been supporting the Gracious Hand. Thank you ever so much for all you've done for us.
What precisely have you told this girl?
Not a word, mistress. I swear it.
Good. As for you, girl, you need not thank me. 'Tis the privilege of the nobility to help those who are less fortunate. Now, 'tis getting late. You had best be off. Do be sure to leave the house unseen. And fare you well, child. Know that where'er life may lead you, you may take pride in who you are. Come, Diana. I would speak with you alone. You have some...
What was that all about? Mother seemed awfully perturbed.
I do wonder what that was all about, though I'm not sure we ought to pry.
I cannot say whether our path was the right one, but there's no changing it now.
Won't someone do what about this?
It's quiet about.
Pray, follow me. Here we are.
We shall await you here, Master. May our parting be brief.
Welcome, less night. All that.
Such quietude.
Naught compares to the real power. I'm in fine fashion today. There's ought to be said. Wait till you
The wise know to expect the unexpected. This sort of quiet means all well. You dare! If this is where I fall, so be it.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it is.
Surely I'm overdue a day or so.
I will this man to us enemy.
Suppose I'd best get to
You
work.
are a place. Days like this.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
I'll be here, but standing still is harder than it looks, you know. I've got a good view of the landscape from up here. Mayhap I'll spot something of interest.
Presume to confound me, do you?
You are the suitors that discipline. I shall suffer none to disturb this peace.
Beg pardon, sir. But you are the Arisen, are you not? Captain Brant bade me ask aught of you, if you would hear it. However, it is a matter best kept from prying ears. Might we not move to a more discreet location?
No easy answers here. Such
Firstly, pray, take this. 'Tis a regalia sword, one of the kingdom's treasures. 'Tis my duty to guard it. Yet, I have stolen it from the masquerade hall where 'twas on display. A duplicate now rests in its place, and I must beg you to keep the true artifact hidden, lest the ruse be discovered. Generations of Amundian rulers have wielded it, though not in battle, of course. 'Tis a ceremonial weapon for use in parades and the like. Yet, Disa's disdain for tradition has seen the blade suffer. 'Tis fractured, and has lost much of its former luster. Captain Brant is of a mind to restore it, so that it might serve as a symbol of your authority, Sir Arisen. Indeed, when the time comes for you to announce your ascension, having this sword at your hip would doubtless elevate your standing in the eyes of the people. And I must confess, having watched over the blade for many a year, I've grown rather fond of it. I should be well glad to see it restored to its former splendor by your hand. My hopes for our kingdom and its treasure go with you, Sir Arisen. I bid you good fortune. I dare say it will take a blacksmith of uncommon skill to restore a sword of such... fine make. I've no knowledge of the trade myself, but perhaps...
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
really would have been better off. My head will roll if aught goes awry.
I'm about ready to fall asleep in my...
Always sets me to thinking of this place. I fancy a kit.
What ought I to do?
But not at the expense of my people. There's ought to be said.
He's well tired of being so alert all day long. Is ought to miss him.
Can't afford to retire at my age. Days like
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts.
Mayhap I'll come here when I have a day to myself.
I'm in.
Surely I'm overdue a day off.
I'm about ready to fall asleep.
Such quietude is a blessing.
I've been here so long. I'm in fine.
Still no powerful point.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs.
All honest coin is made.
Money can buy comfort, sure, but not happiness.
Look! Master, a treasure chest! We shall have to find a way to reach it. There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Naught but trouble here. I'll best move along.
Finish it tomorrow. Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
Not without its charm.
Much to hope for a help. someone do aught about this?
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients. No harm in picking a few. 'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. We have reached our destination.
All seems wood here. All my days, to be sure.
My stomach's growling.
I'd sooner stay out of that.
How will I buy myself a new sword next page?
Dull days for us are a sign of
I dare say I could forget all my troubles here.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brant if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
Put gold in my pocket.
The latest tidings from Melv came as quite a shock.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs. Will this take long? I've ought to be doing.
I shall be your shadow.
this? Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very moment. Come speak with me again once your mind's set. I've more time than I know how to spend.
Let me get that. There's a ladder here.
Oh, excellent find.
Greetings. Welcome to the guild. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say the word. Do come again!
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Disa's schemes run deep. To think, Disa's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Disa is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Disa's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow, but what precisely is their aim?
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day? Pray, allow me to show you the way. You have our gratitude. Lead the way. The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later?
The current hour ill suits our progress. Let us visit an inn or make camp and set out again later.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I see.
Shall we get some rest then?
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Come. Much to be getting on with. Slept well?
If 'twere up to me,
Much appreciated.
you're always such fun to talk to.
Me? Just going for a stroll. Much appreciated.
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale.
Hoy, friend! Having any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another talk. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it with you. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation. For it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother? I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it fills me with courage. 'Tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be wheeled about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will. Here is the last of the gold I owe you. Pray forgive me for making you wait for it. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other. Though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then, take care, friend.
That was quite a gift. I hope that procuring it was not a burden upon the lad. Right you are. Let us proceed to the next location. On to the nearest location. Trevo Mine is but a stone's throw from here.